One station making history every day.
Chicago, Chicago.
Now, Don, Wade, and Roma.
89 WLS.
8:07, almost 8:08 with Don, Wade, and Roma, keeping our eye on the convention, which was really exciting, very uplifting.
Lots of great speeches.
Encouraging. And tonight it's Paul Ryan, and that's
Condi Rice as well, Dr. Rice.
Yeah, so tonight is must-see TV, and then we'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's get some reaction from somebody who's there. Congressman Todd Rokita from the Indiana 4th District is with us. Are you soaking wet?
No, just a little bit windy.
Oh,
in Indiana, we call it twister weather, but it's sunny but windy, and whew. And I'm not talking about the speeches. I'm talking about outside. But
so
man, the doors blew off the place last night.
Yeah,
the speeches spectacular, weren't they?
Well, so what was the thing that really stood out to you? That was it Ann Romney? Was it Chris Christie? Was it or someone else?
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah.
And, wait for tonight with Paul Ryan. But Ann Romney last night, a woman who just exudes class and personality. And when she said, why you don't hear about all the things my husband does in terms of giving and philanthropy and all this is because he thinks it's a privilege to give, not a political talking point.
Yeah.
And she just hit the hearts, I think, of all America right there.
I do, too.
Amazing.
I thought that was a great moment for her because she talked about it so quietly and with such passion. By the second half of her speech, I thought she really warmed to the task of making that speech.
Yeah,
and what
you got to understand, these are things that these spouses and most of us don't do every day, and she just was awesome.
She surely was.
Yeah.
And then Chris Christie, the idea that and it's exactly why I ran 18 months ago, and so many that have come to serve in this Congress ran, and that is to tell the truth. And you saw that with the selection of Paul Ryan. And when Christie said, hey, guess what? It's good to say no when no is what's required.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell right there.
Well, he was talking about the fact that all of these things are serious issues, and that and what he did in New Jersey, a lot of people criticized him because he focused a lot about what happened in Jersey. But the point he was making was you can do the same thing that happened in Jersey if you apply the same kind of thinking and philosophy to the federal government. And I thought that was a wonderful point.
Reducing the size of government, reducing the size of the burden of the taxes on the American people. He talked about things that he had succeeded in doing and that you don't do without sitting people down and making it happen.
Exactly. Tell the truth, number one. Number two, realize it's going to take some work. And by the way, if we can do it in New Jersey, we can also do it in Chicago. And we certainly can do it in Indiana. The point I took from what Christie was saying, and it's something that I obviously believe to be true, and some of my colleagues don't want to admit it, and that is, look, even in your moderate districts, even in these swing districts, I refuse to believe that the senior citizens in those districts do not have grandchildren and do not want them to inherit a country that was better than when they found it.
Yeah.
And that's across America, regardless if you're a Republican or Democrat. And that's something that, quite frankly, President Obama and the Democrats refuse to believe and don't want to believe.
Yeah, we spoke with you last prior to Paul Ryan being picked for VP. So a good choice.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that, Don? It was like the day before, and you guys had asked me. He said, "Hey, who's going to be the VP pick?" And I said, "Well, we should pick Paul Ryan or Marco Rubio, but conventional wisdom is we'll never pick someone that bold." And then 24 hours later.
Well, there it is.
Well, and there was a lot of young blood there yesterday. Speaking, what did you think of Ted Cruz?
Oh, perfect. I mean, wonderful. Exactly what needs to be said. Look, and all those, you probably didn't see it unless you were listening to WLS AM or were watching C-SPAN, but there were a whole cadre of young gun candidates that came through as well yesterday.
Mia Love, she was marvelous.
From Utah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's...
But
no sense of humor with these folks, and it's the same with my class. I mean, again, no sense of humor with this debt and deficit. We're here to get a job done and tell the truth, and frustrated, yes, because we're stymied every once in a while, maybe even most of the time, but we're still willing to have this adult conversation with the American people. And really, after 18 months of doing it, and with Paul Ryan on the ticket, and others like a Chris Christie and a Mitt Romney, we're ready to take that adult conversation and put it into action. And quite frankly, the other side is just, I think, too scared to do that. They don't believe in that.
what do you think of the switchers, Todd? They did a little video on people regrets who have regret their voting in 2008, and they called them the switchers. Do you think that there are plenty of switchers out there?
Oh, yeah. I think, and even if they don't admit it, they may stay home. And, as a former Secretary of State, I don't advise staying home, but I can understand staying home if you are not willing to look beyond the guy you voted for last time. And we got a lot of that in Indiana, actually. But I can tell you in Indiana, because of the switchers and others, we are politically sober now. Because Indiana went for Mr. Obama in 2008. That's not going to happen this time. We are going to be on the board for Mitt Romney at 6:01 p.m.
Well, Arthur Davis was a great example of a switcher because he's perfect. He said he went to the wrong
he was at the wrong convention last time. Yeah,
here he is.
All right. Well, you keep your party hat screwed on and have a good time at the convention and cheer all the right places.
We'll talk again.
We'll talk. All right.
Okay, Don Wade, Roma. Good to see you guys.
All right, Congressman Todd Rokita of the Indiana 4th District. He's down there in Tampa. It's 8:15.
89 WLS.